Who is she? My name is Lerato Upendo Honde. Love Honde. And I am a visual artist. I'm an architect by train, and I am the co-founder of Warner Collective. So Warner Collective is an arts collective which uses creativity, which uses the arts to shed light on the lived experiences of Malawians, and with a specific focus on women and marginalized groups. How do you define yourself? That's an interesting question, because I don't think that the definition of myself is something that is constant. I think that I'm always evolving, I'm always changing, and so I think the one constant in my life is change. So I've defined myself as someone who's constantly evolving. What kind of a woman do you aspire to be? I aspire to be a woman who is fully content with herself, and this includes the good times and the bad times. I think that's something that I'm working towards, and it does require a lot of self-awareness. So I think that I do see myself getting to that. But basically, I do aspire to be a woman who is fully content with herself. What is your biggest fear in life? My biggest fear in life is not achieving purpose. I think that everybody in this world, you, me, I think we all have some kind of purpose, and we have something that we can bring to the table, that we can do that not everybody else can. And I think I'm very fortunate to have found what my purpose is, what I believe my purpose to be. And my fear is that I would succumb to this capitalist society that we live in, because obviously I work in the creative industry and it can be very, very lucrative, but it requires the hard work, and it can also be a field which doesn't earn you a lot of money. So my biggest fear is that I succumb to the security of a regular job, which is outside of my purpose. What are your hobbies and why? I am very fortunate to have my hobbies and the work that I do be so closely related. And I think that's why I enjoy the work I do so much. I love creating, I love drawing, I love painting, I love seeing other people create, learning from other people who create. I love learning. I love building things. I love just experimenting. So also I love creating anything that pertains to the African aesthetic, or to just identity, or to being a female Malawian, or just being me, Lerato, whatever that means. So I love creating and relating that to authenticity and identity. Between day and night, which one works best for you? Definitely a day person. I love the sun. I love waking up and getting things done early in the morning, even before, when the sun is just coming out. I love to just see that, and I really like to have a to-do list and get those things done, and just like have everything done by the end of the day. What is your favorite meal? My favorite meal is sushi, but I think I like seafood, and I think I like sushi so much because it usually has seafood, and I love prawns, and so I just like how sushi has different flavors and components, and it's just palatable. What is the most annoying thing you have ever encountered? For me, I think it's stereotypes. I think I really find it annoying when people just come up with stereotypes about other people without actually trying to learn from them, or just to give them an opportunity to express themselves. What is the saddest moment you've ever experienced? I think that was losing my dad. I lost him when I was 16, and I didn't expect it at all. So my life has changed drastically since then. But yeah, what is the happiest moment you've had? I've had so many happy moments. I think it's when I'm creating. I think it was, this is a really good question. You know that aha moment when you create and your ideas are sinking? And so I think for me it's just when I've been producing art over the past couple of years since graduating and setting up Warner Collective and being able to come up with crazy out-of-the-world ideas that when I tell other people, they're just like, okay, they don't even understand the full capacity of it. But with Warner Collective, Nafi and I being able to talk about the ideas and make them come to life, like the 16 Days of Music that we did last year in November, that was fantastic. That was such a happy moment for me. What was the point you thought of, at what point have you ever thought of giving up? Life is not easy here. I've thought about this a lot, but I think this relates to what I said earlier about purpose, and I really think that I have a strong foundation in my knowledge of my purpose. And so I think about this giving up in my pursuit to be a creative, even though everything feels so hashed out in my mind. I feel like I know exactly what I am set to achieve. It just feels safer to be in a secure job, or in a job which is revered more in society. What do you wish people would stop asking you? Surprisingly, people ask me when I am going back to South Africa, which is a really weird question because I'm from Malawi. And so just this idea that if you're in Malawi, you can't stay here for a long time or you can't build your career here is strange. Single, taken, or ready to mingle? Taken. I'm taken. And are you an introvert or an extrovert? I think that okay, my understanding of myself is that I'm an introvert, but when it's time for me to mingle, I think that I can really have a good time with my friends. But I would say that I'm an introvert because I love my personal time. So if I'm out the whole week, best believe the weekend is just going to be me time, and I love taking myself out on dates. I used to do this more often, like 2 years ago when I just came back to Malawi. I would go to a restaurant with my sketchbook and just order myself something and sketch, and that's me time. What is your dream car? So I've got like a whole sequence, you know. But the first car that I want is actually an A-Class. I think it's is it an A140 or A40? A45, I think. But it's like so beautiful. It's a hatchback, it's fast, it's a Mercedes. It's just compact, nice. What is your favorite quote? I would say there's several, right? There's several. But the two that jump out to me right now are, one is by Nina Simone, and it's the artist's duty is to reflect the times. She said this in an interview, and I think that is very true, that we have this really cool job of kind of, even if we're not doing it on purpose, we get to express life, and that is beautiful. And my other favorite quote was by Maya Angelou, and it's something along the lines of just do good, like whatever you do, just do good. She said that also in an interview, and I think it just speaks to integrity. I think integrity is an important quality for me. What is the biggest lesson life has taught you? Life has taught me a lot of lessons, but I think the biggest lesson has to be your perseverance. Like, I've really had to teach myself not to give up on myself. I have to, I think it's human nature to doubt or to go through rough patches, but I think for me, what I've learned is how you deal with that, how you jump back up. And I think I'm always conscious of that now, that if I'm going through a good time and then suddenly something bad happens, it's how do I get back up to the good time, understanding very well that that's okay. It's part of the process. What achievement are you proud of, but most people would consider silly and weird? I always tell my friends this, but I used to be a dancer and a singer. Like, I used to go to this talent school, and we would sing and dance in front of thousands of people, and I was like the only black person in the whole school. And I think that was impressive because I would sing on stage with full confidence. And that's, I think, for me, random, but such an achievement to the person I've become. How would you love people to treat you? With integrity. So they should treat me how they would treat me behind my back, but also with love, with respect, with grace. Yeah. What is your inspiration to those watching the program? Just be you, I have to remind myself this, but yeah, I think it's just, when I see other women who are just in their own, they're just embracing who they are, that outshines any type of beauty that society can tell you is beautiful. When I see women who are just so positive and so graceful in their own identity, it's more beautiful than what I see in the magazines. So yeah, my inspiration or my word of advice is just be you, and just flaws, positive things, everything, just take it all up. Yeah.